Every day I go to bed, I realize that my time with my family is getting shorter, and I don't know how to cope with it.
This is Evelyn. Evelyn faces the threat of becoming separated from her family after being unable to obtain Malaysian citizenship for years. Although her mom is Malaysian, it's difficult under our laws for women to pass on their nationality to their children. Here, Evelyn shares her story.
We grew up in Indonesia, me and my sister. And my mom had been in Indonesia for 20 years with my father. In 1995, she came back here and gave birth to my elder sister. That is why she was able to have a birth certificate of Malaysia. But when she gave birth to me, she didn't come back. Even though my mother wanted me to have a Malaysian birth certification, but my father at that time, he didn't bother. We grew up there for more than a decade. And then after that, my sister graduated from her high school in Indonesia, and she wanted to have a better educational background. So we decided to send her here to Malaysia. So in 2016, it was actually my turn to come here to pursue my education. And at that time, my father was okay. So he provided me the money to come here for 1 year. So I had a student visa for 1 year. However, in 2017, I had to go back because my visa expired. But at that time, my father was like, he didn't want me to go to university anymore. So at that time, we had a bit of family difficulty, like conflict. I was alone in Indonesia, actually, because my mother would stay back in Malaysia, but I had to go back because I'm a foreigner. My father actually, he's not a very attentive parent lah. So after a while, after I go back to Indonesia, we had a fight, and then suddenly he just kicked me out of the house. And he was mentally unstable. So I worry that something will happen to me if I stay with him. So I packed my bag the next morning and I went out. Even though I had no friends or no family at that time, only like one friend who helped me find a place to stay for 5 months. It was really lonely. Like, actually, I am very close with my mother. Like, the whole time I grew up, it's always my mother with me. You know, so I was separated from her in those 5 months. It's not a long time actually when you think about it, but it felt like an eternity. But actually, my mother and my sister, they're already like planning here and there. They had to like take out a lot of money from my mom's saving. At that time, they were thinking like, oh, we have no choice but to let me come here to Malaysia to study bachelor. So I can have a 2-year visa, and also I can be with my family in Malaysia. I felt really bad and conflicted when I was alone in Indonesia. I felt like, should I really have to have an education if my family cannot afford it? But at the same time, I wanted to be with them. And the only way to do that is for me to have a degree in Malaysia under a student visa. So ultimately, I just felt so conflicted and alone, scared, and worried. I flew to Malaysia in 2017 after they finally planned and finally found a good university for me. Actually, in 2016, when I first came to Malaysia, I already immediately applied for citizenship. I was 18 at that time, so I was able to still apply. It was actually really simple. Like I had to pay only 5 or 10 ringgit. We went to KPN in Putrajaya to submit my documents and her documents, and that's it. And at first, I thought it was gonna be very simple. I thought like maybe within 1 year, I will be able to have a citizenship. But then the reality hit me like a truck. We waited for months to get a call back. Like, what's the process? Like, how is the stage? We thought that it will be processed immediately, right? But then the officer told us that no, you have to wait for years. So we call back, we email, and then we go to the Putrajaya office in person. And they keep saying, oh, not yet, you have to wait next year, or 2 years later, or 6 months later. And they tell us to don't come here again, just email or call. My mother told me to write a letter to the Home Ministry about my case, like how I don't have a family in Indonesia and all my parents are divorced, and how all my family, my support system are all in Malaysia. And I actually sent the letter, and they got back to me, but they say, we are sorry, we have to consider your case. I don't know how to cope, knowing that I am one day closer to be separated from my family here. So every day I would just feel like my time is getting shorter and shorter, and I have to go back to a country that don't even have my family there. I couldn't find a job that would process a visa, so my mother had to quickly enroll me into master class so that I can stay with her here in Malaysia. It's going to take out a lot. Like, my mother, she's already almost finishing her life saving. It's like she has really nothing else in her old age. So financially, my sister also have to help, and I also have to find a way to help my family. I'm not sure how, because I'm not allowed to work. If I work, I will be deported. Our family became very high in tension at one point. Like, it was so stressful for each of us. Like, my mother, every day she would go to sleep and be so worried about my safety. Even if Malaysia is a very good country for her, she told me that I want to go with you to Indonesia. That is how worried she is. To the Malaysian government, I really, really want to appeal, please look at each of us and consider our cases. Even though we are not born in Malaysia, but our parents are. And for children, right, we don't have that kind of choice to where should we be born in. But that doesn't mean that we don't identify with Malaysia. At the end of the day, we just want to be with our family. We are not going to burden Malaysia. In fact, we want to contribute to Malaysia because this country is my mother's country, my sister's country, and I want to be part of it.